shall we? Shall read. Who's ready for the morning motivation? Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. We're out the ocean time. I don't know where you're at. Germany, Korea, Norway. You're quite far away. Almost 9,000 kilometers away from this location here in beautiful Ko Chang 7. It's the Korean restaurant that I know and adore. We're in the Bay. I check out the homie spot all the time. I thank him for letting me come stay here and do the show. He's actually left a few comments with me, so I'm grateful for him. We got the fan. We got the sun. We got our smile. And that's all we need sometimes. Why so serious? Why you so serious? Why you chewing everybody out? Why you grumpy? What you got that grumpy face for? Why can't you smoke some weed and enjoy more? This is what the Saints Addiction's about. We're gonna talk about this morning motivation. Let's go. Yes, Wes. Let me see if you can you see the ocean? Can you see the ocean from here? If I put it here, can you see ocean here? Yeah, I don't think you can see because of the sun, but I'm gonna roll a joint real quick. Hold on, let me move this fan. Right? Let me roll the joint morning motivation with you. Find my stress-free living. You already know what time it is. It's time to fucking get up and make it happen. It's always shocking to me how being a stickler for details will send our minds into a place where we're being an asshole. Like, literally mentioning everything that's wrong is literally killing all God's good graces or things that are going right. How many of us have blown the candle off the cake, so to speak, you know? Like, how many times have we sat there bitching and moaning about something instead of appreciating and thanking when things, are the way that they are? There's so much out there in the world that we could be fucked on. You know what I'm saying? There's so much that you can complain about. There's so much that you'll never make enough money. You'll never be skinny enough, right? You'll never feel right inside. It'll always feel like nails on a chalkboard. And that's the reason I stopped doing cocaine. Cocaine was one of those drugs that it was just like the volume was never right. My attitude was never right. It was too expensive. The price was never right. And you sit there in your head trying to do a drug to make yourself feel better. But things get worse. Like, I don't know if anybody else has ever told you that, but like the things get worse. And in your head, you're sitting there going like, oh man, this is going to be all dread. This is all going to be all bad. And then starts the negative self talking, right? Like you prop yourself full of shit that you wouldn't normally necessarily do, right? You wouldn't normally necessarily bitch in the morning, but if someone's near you, you might bitch at them. And I kept telling my mom, I was like, what are you going to do, dude? You can't yell at, I guess you can yell at the cat, but the cat can't talk back. And if she's in a bad mood, she sort of kicks the cat and shuffles along and blames the cat. And poor Bella, she just gets fucking bullied because she doesn't feel right inside. Same with these groups in Ko Chang. They don't feel right inside, so they cyberbully each other, fuck with each other. And if you're not cool enough, rich enough, or put up with the bullshit, then they're going to turn around and do the same shit to you. It's the same classic bully mentality. It was just like, I'm always going to find a way to pick you apart. I'm always going to find a way to say something rude to you. I'm always going to find a way to say you're not doing things right. And have we ever been around a know-it-all or a perfect or a negative Nancy that just everything's something to bitch about? The fan in the room or the sunlight of the day or all the other fucking things that we do, you know what I mean? It's one of those things that's what we all end up doing. We all end up going inside of our head and telling ourselves negative shit. And I was like, why are we so serious? I was talking about it the other day in Germany, how the lady just couldn't let it go. She's like, they took me to the wrong place. And I'm like, lady, that's what it is. Welcome to Thailand. At least you're on the back of a tuk-tuk going through the island, getting to see amazing views. This should be a fucking ride in itself, to be honest with you. Like, the way she did it and shit like that, I was like, this is the whole fucking thing. And I'm trying to fucking record my show, and these chicks are being loud over here and obnoxious. Like, well, I'm about 20 yards away from someone and I can hear them yelling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some people go out of their way to be disagreeable. Some people go out of their way to be heard. Some people go out of their way to be annoying. Those people raced over to the corner to make sure that they sat there. They were walking past me. I could have technically ran there first, but they wanted to be jockeying for position. How many people do that shit where they try to like push you down so they can get up? or they blame you, shift and blame you for their bad attitude because they can't get it up. The same thing like a girl, when you're trying to sleep with a woman and you can't get hard, she's like, is it me? They start to blame themselves first. They're like, blame your badass attitude, bro. Blame the fact that you can't seem to get your mood right, no matter if it's air conditioned tight or if it's raining or if it's pouring or anything. Have you know people that always find a way to have an excuse to have a bad day? Do you know people that have what do you call it? They have a what we call it an excuse for every solution, right? Like you have people that you present solutions to on a regular basis, and all they do is spit you excuses. I know you know those type of people. They're everywhere. They're people that'll constantly go, "What's good about it? Good morning. What's good about it?" And you're like, "Not much with that attitude, right?" And if attitude determines altitude, then we all shall see how far we can fly. Only you are going to decide. Only you're going to be able to say, does it feel like a good mood or am I in a mood? You know what I mean? Only you're going to say why. Why am I so serious? Why am I not in a country like I was saying, Germany? You get on the bus, and I was talking to the lady. Not only she was pissed that they went to the wrong location, but she was having a tough time with the inadequacies of life. That life isn't made just for her, and that bad shit happens. And sometimes you miss your bus, or sometimes they go to the wrong location, or sometimes, hey man, make the most out of it. This is literally the key to happiness. Hear me now, feel me now. I'm gonna give it to you right off the bat. It's called agency and gratitude. You need two things for happiness. Only two. It's such an amazing world, right? You only need two. But some of us, it's hard for us to do, is give ourselves agency, that we are free enough to move our hands around, that we have dexterity, that we have limbs that work. Like, this is it. Yeah, so it's like when I'm here and I'm doing my fucking thing, I'm trying to get myself into a reality of celebration and gratitude that I'm even awake this morning, that I even have breath in my lungs, that life has even been kind to me to wake me up again, that, I stayed up all night doing full moon ceremonies and trying to wake up and go right by people and bring that A game, you know what I mean? That's the only thing I can control, and it seems like a lot of people don't have control over it at all. They don't give a rat's to the fucking ass, bro. They just want to destroy and have everything destroyed around them. If you ever watch the movie, some men just want to watch the world burn. Some people have no additions. They just hate their life. They can't wait to chew you out. I remember one email from Cindy. She was like, always bitchy, always bitchy. It's like, I don't even feel wrong for saying this, but da 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 da. And it's like, you don't feel wrong. You don't feel wrong for wronging other people. You don't feel wrong for hurting other people. You'll just keep going on and nitpicking and holding that excuse. Hi, good morning. Holding that excuse that you can treat people any which way you want. And just like the girl told me one time, she was just like, just because those things happen to you doesn't mean people are going to put up with your shit. He's absolutely correct. People don't have to put up with your shit. I'm sitting here going, like, every morning I wake up and I find a way to smile. I find a way to hold myself tight and say, oh shit, I'm not in a fucking jail cell. I'm not in a fucking disaster movie. I have blessings bestowed upon me. If I want to count my blessings instead of my stressings, I can be a happier person. That if I can give myself credit, I can't believe this is the fucking real of it. I'm going to grab my other camera so you can watch this video, but they literally just say it's all about gratitude and agency. I'm literally talking about agency. This is a weird word, so I'll break it down. What I think they're trying to say. Agency means your freedom. You have the wherewithal that you can wipe your own ass and go where you need to go. You have your own agency. You're under your own free will. You're not in a hospital. You're not in a jail. You're not an invalid. You're not handicapped. You literally can move your hands. If you tell yourself to move, it'll move, right? That's your agency. Or at least that's how I understood what he was trying to say, or these guys were trying to say. Oh shit, again, shit spilt out. Hold up. And then I'm going to play the video for you. It's all about mental health. This doctor from Stanford, I mean, just everybody wants to focus on health, but the secret things that steal away from our health, right? Like our environment, our childhood, these kind of pre-predictors are joy stealers. You know what I mean? And I know we all know a joy killer. when we see one. People that, no matter what happens, they always find a way to be blasé or bitch and moan about something. And it's really hard, bro. It's really hard to be around positive people. I keep telling you about Tony Hsieh and how he would pay everybody double their highest salary just so they can be nice around them, bro. Just so they can be happy. They'll pay you the money. Everybody says, oh man, if I had all the money, I'd be so happy. Well, this dude was trying to give people double their salary, more money than they ever had before. And guess what? Their only job was to be happy. And it seems to be the hardest job out there, because we as ourselves are joy killers. Will neglect ourselves. We'll self-deprecate ourselves. We'll talk down to ourselves. You know what I mean? We'll be like, oh, I don't deserve this, or this and this is negative, and all these other fucking things, right? So, yeah. That's us, man. Constantly being serious in our brains, constantly telling ourselves negative self-talk. And this morning, let me grab this other cell phone. I'm going to play this for you. Hopefully you can see and hear, but this is a really good video of some of these guys, 1, 2, 3, going into it. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get our free agency. Guy walking past me, I just thought it was so crazy. I don't know. Some people just keep themselves up in the thing. Yeah, people are just going to roll themselves up into anxiety and ratchet it so there's no possibility to come down. And I didn't want to live that life anymore. I didn't want to have no self-control. I wanted my mind to work in my favor. And sometimes it says, assess your mental health. Dr. Paul Conti, how to understand and assess your mental health. All right. All right, boys and girls, let's get into this video, shall we? I'll show you, and hopefully these retards in the back won't be so loud.
Is agency and gratitude in order to have the best possible life. So I very much
appreciate agency and gratitude.
And I'd love for you to tell us, what are the action steps that go into creating these things that we're calling agency, gratitude, empowerment, and humility?
There's actually quite a strong parallel between the physical health dimension and the mental health dimension. So as you're saying, why do you put in the time, the energy, the learning, right, to be physically healthy, right? It's a lot of effort, and we put so much of ourselves towards it if we decide that we value that, right? Why do we do it, right? Because, as you said, it's the best way to approach life. Like, there may be something that I want to do. I want to run a race, right?
Yeah.
I want to.
You're gonna want something big enough in your attitude, bro. You're gonna need to take care of your own health.
Coming next in life.
You don't
know. We want to be prepared for good, bad, and otherwise.
That's
right?
it.
And the same thing is true of mental health. So I can feel grateful for something. I can feel grateful that I'm still breathing right now, right?
Yeah.
I can exercise agency. I can pick up that cup and take a drink, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm living life through the lens of agency and gratitude, which is consistent with every opinion. If you look psychologically, through the lens of literature, through the lens of sociology and psychology, agency and gratitude make happiness, right? They're ways of approaching life. And just like physical health is undergirded by cardiovascular health, heart health, muscle strength, right? There's an undergirding of agency and gratitude. And empowerment and humility are ways of describing, okay, what arises, right, from understanding ourselves, taking care of ourselves, that then gives us the agency and gratitude. So we have empowerment, we have humility, but where does it all come from, right?
Yeah.
So just like we have to understand the physical body and what to do to it in order to be healthy, right, we also have to understand the mind, right, the self that wants to be healthier. And that comes through understanding the structure of the self. And we have enough science through the lens of neurobiology and psychiatry to understand the structure of self and then the function of self, right? How we work, right? How we interface with the world. So it's actually not more complicated than physical health. It's just that we don't spell it out that way, right? We come at it through the lens of pathology of what's wrong and who has some diagnosis. You know, we're looking for the problematic instead of saying, like, what do we look like when we're happy, right?
Yeah.
And then going and digging down into the mechanics of it all,
Yeah.
right? And if we're not
Play that
in
beautiful
that state,
bean footage.
right, to go and look at that and to make changes, just as if you were very, very physically healthy, right?
Right.
But you know, your heart rate couldn't go up that much without you feeling very, very fatigued. We'd say, well, look,
There
you're
it
doing
is,
a lot of the
bro.
right things, right? But let's work more
Let's work more.
on your heart, right? We would
Let's go after the things that aren't working for us, you guys, and that's really tough. It's really tough for you to jump inside your mind and go, okay, what does happy look like? And that's really how I started my Saints Addiction journey. I loved going to work and the people that I worked with. I'm trying to send a clip.
describing, okay, right? All right. You know, I want to climb a mountain, right? But ultimately, we take care of ourselves physically because
Wait for it. There we go.
that are
There we go.
actually quite a strong parallel between the physical health dimension
Yeah.
through life. Well, then I think we have to ask ourselves the same
There we go.
bit more abstract. I think in part because no one's ever told us, certainly no one's ever told me, what you really need is agency and gratitude in order to have the best possible life. So I very much
Agency
appreciate you telling us
and
this. I'd love for you to tell us
gratitude.
what are the action steps that go into creating these things that we're calling
Check clip.
agency, gratitude.
I'm gonna send it to all my friends right now, just because it's just so important to get a hold of yourself. That's why I do the morning motivation every morning, because I knew that I would be screwed if I continue down the path of self-destruction. If I continue goring people, if I continue goring, by that I mean, you know, as a Taurus bull. As a Taurus bull, I'll stick my horns into something, like I said yesterday, and I wouldn't be able to get my horns out. I would be just so distraught inside myself, being, you know, rude to people and good morning, what's good about it? And then you got to be convinced, you know, you got to get that mood ring going, and then you got to wonder why you interact with people with this default mentality. I'll tell you right now, my great aunt Marlene said, you got to get empowered. You got to take care of you and yours, bro. You got to get inside of your own fucking mind and make that shit happen all the time. And for most people, I feel like they get stuck in this world where all they want to do, oh shit, man, she's blowing up my phone. Yeah. Yeah, and you know, it's just enough to just be there, you know, to be like, if I feel okay inside, that it's okay to make other people feel not okay inside, and that everything that I got to do is going to be this way every day. I got to improve my own mentality. I got to improve my own sobriety. I got to improve my own mental, physical health. So it's like we do these push-ups because we know that, you know, it's going to help our heart and it's going to help our muscles, and that's going to give us endorphins, and it's going to give us a positive outtake in life. There's a reason why I'm not going to the gym and doing steroids and lifting really heavy. My friend was like, hey, come to the gym with me. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to go there with it. You know, I'm really good on my fasting. I'm really good on my mental health and control. That's where I'm going to stay in it with it. You know, I don't know if I really necessarily need to go in there to go get my mental health and get all pumped up and just be greased out and then focused on protein shakes, and I got to be there on every day at 2:00, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that going on. And instead of enjoying life and finding something to be grateful for, and that the fact that I can't even lift my own body up for pull-ups, we nitpick. We pull things apart. It's never perfect. It's never good enough. And then we're missing the presence of the present of the presence. You know, that you're even alive. You know, you can go there with it. That I'm even breathing air, that I can even walk. My poor grandma just keeps walking, and she fell the other day, and I'm just like, Grandma, you can't walk anymore. Simple agency is her wanting to walk to the store is huge to her. She always walked since she was a little girl, and now she's falling all over the place, and she can't even, the agency isn't even, God damn it, this chick's just blowing up my phone. And yeah, so if you, it was just one of those things that, you know, you are going to have to find your own gratitude. You are going to have to find your own attitude. You know, attitude determines altitude. And if you're going to find a way to find something nitpicky or bitchy or be that type of person, then that's exactly what you're going to get. And unfortunately, that's what I think a lot of people get. They get in their own way, bro. They can't find something in the day to be grateful for, something to say, hey, man, at least I'm not in jail. You know, at least I'm not in prison. At least I'm not in the hospital. Or at least I'm not old. Or at least I'm not in pain. Or at least I got my faculties, my mental faculties. And I keep talking about that excuse of that guy with the one leg going past me to Machu Picchu. It's just like, what's my fucking excuse, man? He's on fucking crutches and missing a leg, and I'm going backwards and heaving and hauling. Can't even fucking breathe. It was so fucking high up there. And there it is. You know, there it is. The world that we live in is the world we live in our minds. If we keep doing this stuff, then that's what it's going to be. It's going to be someplace where you're going to have to find your own mentality. You're going to have to find your own attitude of gratitude. You're going to have to find it in yourself, because you're the only one else that's going to kill your own joy. If you're going to be a killjoy, then stay serious. Stop smiling. Forget life. Stay in your cubicle. Stay watching your Netflix. Forget to chill. You know what I mean? So many people miss the whole boat. They work their whole lives, and then they wake up and they go, holy shit, I never lived. And then I get my friends to be like, bro, at least you're living, man. At least you're out there doing something with your life. And I just keep challenging it every little bit, challenging myself and my attitude, see if I can't find something to fucking smile about, see if I can't fucking be better with what my reactions, see if I can not take offense, see if I can be of service, see if I can find something to smile about, bro. You know, treat people better, man. We all get what we give, and a lot of people just keep giving themselves shit. They keep giving other people shit. They keep giving each other sarcasm and lip and attitude, and they wonder why people are rude and why is nobody smiling at the bus stop, and why is everybody hating on their life. I just keep finding it, man. I had to flip that switch, turn negatives into positives. That's Saint's addiction. I was like, looking at it, and I was like, I definitely don't like the way these addictions are feeling. I definitely don't like the way my attitude's going. I definitely don't like the results I'm getting. And then that's when I had to go, well shit, what do I got to change, man? I got to change my exercise routine. I got to change my diet. I got to change my mentality. And that was that simple. And it's like, you know, people don't want to do that work. They don't want to sit there and go, okay, if it's my attitude of gratitude, then I should probably shift up and shift out. I should probably shift over here to the seat real quick, because it's starting to get hot over here. Yeah. I should probably shift my mentality, right? I should probably get in the mode and get my mind right, so that way the next time an opportunity comes my way, I'm ready for it. You know, I'm not in some kind of mental disaster that I created for myself because I got so serious and that I couldn't say nice things to people in the right time, or maybe I'm grumpy and I was curt to somebody and I gave them a short answer, or maybe I fixated on my moodiness and I got hangry and I took it out on somebody. I'm gonna pop a Snickers, man. I'm gonna find the joy in it, bro. I'm gonna have to figure it out, just like you're gonna have to figure it out. You're gonna have to find something to smile about. Think happy thoughts, you know, and that's just how you fly. If you want to fly, you're gonna have to think happy thoughts. You're gonna think of yourself in a better position. You're gonna think of yourself at the end of that goal. You know, all these things was just all the world, and yeah, you know, and that's the world you got to live in. So if it's your mind, tell yourself, if this is your mental health, you're gonna have to find it. That's what most people do. They kill it because they kill their gratitude. They can't find anything to be grateful for, so then they're in a mood, and then they forgot that they even have free agency. I looked at myself seriously. I went like, I'm not missing any fingers. I'm not missing any toes. I got 4 working limbs. I got a working mind. I don't have any excuses. I don't have any deformities. I don't have any mental retardedness. What's my excuse? And that's a lot of, what's your excuse? You know, what are you telling yourself where you're just like pitching yourself that everything's going to be bad, every morning's going to be bad, I'm always going to be in a bad mood, things that I'll never win. I told you that about, old man Dave was like, I never won anything, I'll never win, and everything's so angry and everything's so frustrating, and I feel like I'm coming down off of cocaine all the time. Stop doing cocaine. Go for a walk, bro. Practice your breathing. Stop yelling at your cat. Stop beating up the fucking couch, bro. Go beat up the gym. See what happens. Just do that. Keep your bad attitude, but bring it to the gym. See if it sticks around. Keep your bad attitude, but bring it to a social circle. See if you still do that shit. You know what I mean? Keep that same mentality, but call a friend. See if they can't make you feel a little bit better with the free oxytocin and the lending ear and the understanding. We're all human. We're all gonna need a fucking hug. And sometimes that's it. Sometimes we're like little porcupines that need hugs. And we get so serious and we put out our spikies, and it was just like, who's gonna hug that? You know what I mean? It's like hugging an angry bear. You know what I'm saying? Stop being an angry bear, bro. Stop growling at people, bro. People ain't gotta put up with your shit. No, everybody's going through their own shitstorm in their own minds, in their own world. And the last thing they need is somebody that's gonna bring the same shit. They're looking for people that glow, that light up. Saints light up the world. They're looking for people that still smile on the road and wave or say nice things to you, or considerate, or happy, or polite. When do we ever like somebody? If you ever come into a restaurant and somebody's like, I'll just seat you right this way, you don't have an appointment. Bad attitude. I don't want to go there again. You're making me feel like an inconvenience. You're making this like pulling teeth. Like you've never sat another couple before it's 5 minutes later. And it was that, but it is one of those things where we're really going to have to knock off that, this place is going to be so busy. I slap people like that. Oh, that restaurant's going to be packed. Now it is. Oh, that movie's going to be too late. Now it is. Oh, I'll never get good seats. With that attitude, so your attitude determines your altitude. You're going to have to find it within yourself. You're going to have to dig deep and go, okay, if I want to be actually happy, I got to practice gratitude. 3 times in the morning, 3 times at night, sometimes out loud, every meal. It's an actual push-up-a-thon of gratitude. How many gratitude push-ups can I actually pull off? And that's it. So there it is. It is what it is, and for those that can't be grateful and those that can't be thankful are always going to be in turmoil, and they're always going to be in tragedy and drama and hatefulness and spitefulness and just resentment. And the other people are going to see that it's a blessing to be on this planet, that there's even water on the planet, that there's even air and oxygen, that there's even trees, that there's even fruit, that there's even vegetables. That there's even edibles. Sorry, I'm going to try to call you right now. Be grateful. That's the only way to beat the spiteful. That's the only way to beat the melancholy. It's the only way to beat the unhappiness. Get your attitude of fucking gratitude up, bro. Because there's so much out there all the time for us to just be like, oh man, this ain't working, that ain't working. So I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be what's not working. I want to look at the things that are working. I want to look at the things that are in my favor. I want to be grateful for the little things. I want to make the little things big things and stop letting the little things stop me. Stop making the molehills and the mountains. Stop giving myself conflicts. Stop fighting with everybody and start getting in alignment. Start finding the people that are cheery and are happy and are practicing gratitude and always got that attitude of gratitude, always got that smile, always got that pep in the step. I want to find more people like me, man. I'm just being honest, people that can see the forest through the trees and know this too shall pass, that it won't last, that it's not always going to be rainbows and butterflies, but it's not always going to be pain. Pain ends, and that's my message for this morning. Motivation. If you got anything out of this message, please like, share, and subscribe below. Do yourself a favor. Find something to smile about. That's what my great aunt Marlene would tell you. Not only do you got to be empowered, but you're going to have to find something to smile about and do something nice for somebody else today. Not just yourself, but be of service and watch your whole attitude and betterment as a human being improves. That's your morning motivation. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Phoenix. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But the other side of your fear, the other side of the world, the other side of your excuses, it's all there. You just got to apply it. And that's an inside job. So go get your happiness. It's inside. Peace. I'll see you. Ciao. Beijos.